Hey Alex, I have been thinking about getting a credit card lately, but I'm not sure if it's the right move. What's your take on credit cards?
Credit cards. They can be pretty convenient, but they also come with their fair share of pros and cons. Let's break it down.
Sounds good. What are some of the advantages of having a credit card?
Well, for starters, they offer a lot of flexibility and convenience when it comes to making purchases. You don't have to carry around cash, and you can use them for online shopping, booking flights, hotels, and rental cars. Plus, if you ever run into an emergency and need funds immediately, a credit card can be a lifesaver.
Yeah, that makes sense. It seems like they can be quite handy. Are there any other benefits?
Absolutely. Many credit cards offer rewards programs where you can earn cash back, points, or miles for every dollar you spend. If you use your card responsibly and pay off the balance in full each month, you can actually earn some pretty sweet rewards just for using it for your regular expenses.
That sounds like a great perk. I could definitely see myself taking advantage of rewards programs. But what about the downsides of credit cards?
Well, one of the biggest drawbacks is the temptation to overspend. It's easy to swipe your card without really thinking about how much you are spending, and before you know it, you could find yourself in debt. Plus, if you only make the minimum payments each month, you will end up paying a lot in interest over time.
That's a valid point. I would not want to get in over my head with debt. Are there any other disadvantages I should be aware of?
Another thing to consider is the fees associated with credit cards. Some cards have annual fees, late payment fees, and foreign transaction fees that can really add up if you are not careful. And if you miss a payment or max out your card, it can negatively impact your credit score, making it harder to qualify for loans or other credit cards in the future.
Those are definitely important factors to consider. I guess I will have to weigh the pros and cons carefully before making a decision.
Absolutely. It's essential to do your research and understand how credit cards work before diving in. If you use them responsibly, they can be a valuable financial tool, but if you're not careful, they can also lead to financial trouble.
You are right, Alex. I appreciate your insights. It's clear that credit cards can be a double-edged sword.
Definitely. It all boils down to responsible usage and understanding your financial habits. Another potential downside is the impact on your credit score if you have too many credit cards or carry high balances. Lenders look at your credit utilization ratio, which is the amount of credit you are using compared to your total available credit. High utilization can lower your score and affect your ability to get favorable interest rates on loans.
That's a good point. I have heard that managing credit cards responsibly can actually help build credit, but it's crucial to strike the right balance.
Exactly. Consistently making on-time payments and keeping your balances low relative to your credit limits can positively impact your credit score over time. It demonstrates to lenders that you are a responsible borrower. But it's essential not to go overboard and rack up more debt than you can afford to repay.
I see what you mean. It's all about finding that balance between reaping the benefits of credit cards and avoiding the potential pitfalls.
Absolutely. And it's also worth mentioning that credit cards are not suitable for everyone. Some people prefer to stick with cash or debit cards to avoid the temptation of overspending or accruing debt. It really depends on your financial goals and habits.
That's a fair point. I will have to evaluate my own spending habits and financial goals before deciding whether a credit card is right for me. Thanks for sharing your insights, Alex. You have given me a lot to think about.
Anytime, James. I'm here to help. Just remember to approach credit cards with caution and make informed decisions that align with your financial well-being. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
Thanks, Alex. I definitely will. I'm feeling more informed about credit cards now. Another aspect I'm curious about is the security measures associated with them. Are credit cards generally safe to use?
That's a great question, James. Credit cards do come with certain security measures to protect against fraud and unauthorized transactions. Many issuers offer zero liability policies, which means you would not be held responsible for unauthorized charges if your card is lost or stolen, as long as you report it promptly. Additionally, most credit cards use chip technology and require a PIN or signature for in-person transactions, adding an extra layer of security.
That's reassuring to hear. It seems like credit card companies take security seriously. What about online transactions? Are there any additional risks to consider?
Online shopping with a credit card can be safe as long as you are cautious. Look for secure websites with https:// in the URL and a padlock icon in the address bar, indicating that the site encrypts your information. Avoid making purchases on public Wi-Fi networks, and never provide your card information via email or on unsecured websites. Many credit card issuers also offer virtual card numbers or one-time use codes for online transactions, adding an extra layer of protection.
Those are helpful tips. It's good to know there are ways to mitigate the risks associated with online shopping. One last thing I'm curious about. Are there any alternatives to traditional credit cards that offer similar benefits without the risks?
Absolutely. Some people opt for prepaid cards or secured credit cards as alternatives to traditional credit cards. Prepaid cards allow you to load funds onto the card and spend only what you have loaded, eliminating the risk of overspending or accruing debt. Secured credit cards require a cash deposit as collateral, which then becomes your credit limit. They can be a good option for building or rebuilding credit if you don't qualify for a traditional credit card. However, they may not offer the same rewards or benefits as traditional credit cards.
Interesting. It's good to know there are alternatives available for those who may not want to use traditional credit cards. I will definitely keep those options in mind as I continue to weigh my choices. Thanks again for the valuable insights, Alex.
No problem, James. I'm glad I could help. Remember, whatever decision you make, it's essential to do your research and make choices that align with your financial goals and habits. If you ever have more questions or need further advice, don't hesitate to reach out.
Absolutely, Alex. I will be sure to keep that in mind. It's clear that making informed decisions about financial matters is crucial. Thanks again for your guidance.
You are welcome, James. I'm always here to help. Just remember to take your time, weigh the pros and cons, and make the choice that's best for you and your financial situation. If you ever need assistance in the future, whether it's about credit cards or any other financial topic, feel free to reach out.
Will do, Alex. Thanks again for your time and advice. I will definitely keep you in the loop as I move forward with my decision regarding credit cards.
Sounds good, James. Take care, and don't hesitate to get in touch if you have any more questions. Have a great day.
You too, Alex. Talk to you soon.